From the Tennessee Valley Weather Center, this is your weather tonight.
All right, so the excessive heat warning that we had up today for Middle Tennessee and North Alabama has expired as of 8 p.m. However, for tonight and Saturday, there's still a heat advisory for heat index values near or over 105 tomorrow afternoon. So one more day of the heat before this starts to back off a little bit. Hourly forecast for tonight looks mostly clear out there, dropping out of the 80s into the 70s overnight with mostly clear skies around daybreak. So starting out with a decent start for our Saturday morning, mostly sunny skies in the morning, warming quickly. We're already near 90 degrees here on the forecast. As we get toward the 9 to 10 o'clock hours, we'll be well up into the mid-90s again by the afternoon. Here's Futurecast this evening. Mostly clear out there. We drop out of the 80s into the 70s overnight. As we head toward daybreak, we'll be in the mid-70s for the most part. Maybe a few spots in North Alabama, only getting down to the upper 70s. Warming quickly back into the 90s by midday. Can't rule out a stray triple digit in Northwest Alabama, but like we've talked about all week, Futurecast has been overdoing the temperatures near the shoals and some of the other metro areas. Seems to be a bias that it has in the model because of the urban heat island effect. And these temperatures have been running a couple degrees warmer compared to reality, but I do expect widespread mid to upper 90s for one more day. And I can't rule out a few locations briefly getting near 100 or something like that. You'll notice more of the bubbly type clouds in the afternoon because we're having more rising motion as the upper level ridge weakens. And a few of those will bubble into scattered showers and thunderstorms. It looks to be in the afternoon on into the evening hours. Latest Futurecast actually carries a few showers and thunderstorms on into the overnight. Now, don't pay attention to the exact specific location Futurecast shows this. This is just a model projection of what radar may look like tomorrow afternoon and evening. Some of the storms could very well get down into Northwest Alabama during the afternoon and evening, and I honestly think there will probably be a couple of them, but the overall idea is that there will probably be a few scattered showers and thunderstorms around tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. A better chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms coming in on Sunday, and it may be the first half of the day, the morning into the midday, with scattered activity into the afternoon, but rain chances are increasing for Sunday. Right now, I have them at 40%, but we may be increasing that with the way that the latest computer model data looks. And then scattered showers are possible into the first part of next week. A few thunderstorms along the way as well as this frontal boundary gets in here and then doesn't really move a whole lot. And some of this will depend on exactly how the system down in the Yucatan develops as it moves toward the Gulf of Mexico. So one more hot day on the board for Saturday, highs in the mid to upper 90s. Heat index values once again over 105. So that's why we have the heat advisory in place for one more day. But then we start to get relief here moving into Sunday and early next week, back into the 80s. And notice the lower 80s here toward the middle of the week as drier air filters into the area behind a cool front that will be coming in. We're watching the tropics very carefully. We'll have Tropical Storm Franklin on the board, which may be going into an intensification phase. We also have a disturbance we're watching very carefully near the Yucatan that we'll talk about here in just a moment. First off, Franklin this evening, blowing up with convection, starting to wrap around the center. The center has been lopsided today, but new intense convection is developing there, so that's likely going into an intensification phase tonight. And Franklin is expected to become a hurricane over the weekend. As of this afternoon, maximum sustained winds were 50 miles an hour. I think that will be going up overnight. I also think it takes more of a northerly turn into the weekend and becomes a hurricane, possibly a significant hurricane early next week as it passes just to the western Bermuda. But notice it stays offshore of the east coast of the United States. There will be some rip currents, maybe some low-end coastal flooding on the east coast, but no direct hit to the United States from what's currently Tropical Storm Franklin. We're going to have to watch our Yucatan system very well. You see thunderstorms developing near a rotating low pressure here, and it does look like there's a broad low-level center here just off the coast south of Cancun. We'll have to watch this. This is our system that looks to develop and move into the Gulf of Mexico, and there's a high chance of this becoming a tropical depression and then at least a tropical storm, if not something stronger, as it moves north over the next few days. The next name on the list will be Idalia. Everybody in the eastern Gulf of Mexico needs to pay attention to this, especially the Florida coast from Pensacola all the way around to at least Fort Myers. There's going to be some uncertainty with the track until this actually develops, but early indications are this will likely move up toward the Florida coast. Most likely either the eastern panhandle and the Big Bend or the western coast of Florida. We will likely be on the drier western side here in the Tennessee Valley, but we'll be watching carefully in the days ahead for any possible changes. Then a few more systems out here in the Atlantic. None of these an imminent threat to the United States, but as always, we'll watch it carefully. Starting your Saturday here with partly cloudy and mostly clear skies, mid-70s to begin the day. And then we're into the mid to upper 90s by the afternoon with a few scattered showers and thunderstorms beginning in the afternoon, carrying on into the evening and overnight. Rain chances ticking up for Sunday, and then scattered showers and thunderstorms on into the first half of the upcoming week. We may be able to remove the Wednesday chance because of drier air on the west side of what may become Tropical Storm Idalia, if it does track like we think it might. This is just a just in case here, in case we get an outer shower band on Wednesday. No big rain chances here for the Tennessee Valley. We're watching the Gulf because of what will probably be Tropical Storm Idalia, but not because of local impacts here to the Tennessee Valley. We just know that a lot of people that live here in the Tennessee Valley have interest on the northern Gulf Coast and also have friends and family down there in the path of what may be the tropical system developing. So that's why we're watching the Gulf, not for local impacts. Notice daytime highs coming back not only into the 80s, but the lower 80s by Wednesday and Thursday, and no big warm up beyond that through at least the end of next week. Looks your latest 7-day forecast. Brian Wilson's in the Weather Center through the weekend with all your latest local weather.